Hello, everybody. Jamarcus here, and I'm here with another draft analysis. Three in a row, I know. Your lucky day, some would say. This one is the HCL, the Hooligans something or other Championship League, I believe, is what the Harvesters call on it. It's hosted by Harvey. Mid-tier Terra, mid to low, maybe. Like Superior, Garg, Halucha, Haxorus, they're all allowed to tear up. None of whom I've got. I'm not gonna spoil you. That would be disappointing, wouldn't it? I'll tell you what isn't disappointing, though. We got first pick. It's been pretty much exactly a year since my first league, and that league where I got first pick. So starting my second year of draft with another first pick and another Dragapult. I tried to convince myself to draft Iron Valiant. I couldn't do it. The Dragapult was too tempting. Introducing Dragapult, aka How to Disappear.
I'm not here.
Dragapult's gonna be a lot of fun. I used it before. I won, hoping to go for two. No promises though. I said I'd draft Iron Valiant if I won semifinals in Horse League, but I lost. And I also lost in DDL, and I also lost in Mafia, and I also lost a Nat Dex League that I didn't upload. So I'm doing a little rough in terms of winning leagues in the last 6 months or so. So I'm hoping to end that streak, let's just say. And Dragapult's a Pokemon to do that. Uh, Clear Body and Infiltrator, both great abilities. Crazy move pool. It's got coverage if you want it. It doesn't really need it half the time though. Surf. You got Psychic Fangs. You got Fire Blast. U-turn. Acrobatics. I actually did bring once against the Rillaboom Sneasler team, Mega Mando, who beat me in semifinals of Horse League. Uh, Obviously, Dual Stab can be physical or special. Sucker Punch and Quick Attack for priority. What else has this guy got? Disables, cool. Curse, probably not good, but you could use it. Wisp, T-Wave, Screens, Dragon Dance. A lot of fun options in this guy. Obviously, great speed tier. Middling bulk, but not frail. This thing is not frail. People, oh, it's Dragapult, it's frail, it's going to die to knockoff. You can make this guy bulky. Because half the time, all the speed you need is like that much. If your opponent's fastest Pokemon is like, let's say a Meowscarada, which hits 381? 381, that sounds about right. That's all the speed I need. So if I'm going max special attack, look at all that juicy HP. And he's got a decent HP stat. Dragapult is not frail. Luckily for me, though, I will not be facing a Meowscarada. Because for some reason, it made its way back to me. So, introducing Meowscarada, aka True Love Waits.
Your tiny hands, your crazy kitten smile.
I didn't plan on drafting Meowscarada. I plan on drafting Ogerpon Cornerstone. Whether I did Iron Valiant or Dragapult, I was like, okay, I want to use Ogerpon Cornerstone. This thing's got spikes, it got knockoff. You know who else has those two and it's a lot faster and has Protean? Meowscarada. This thing made it back to me and I'm like, hey, I gotta try this thing, right? It's definitely a round one pick. I don't think there are 15 better Pokemon than this. It's nearing top 10, maybe not quite. Figured I'd give it a try. Uh, my second fantastic speed tier, I don't need any speed now. Like these two and like maybe two more things at like base 100-ish, I'm chilling. spikes, and I got a spin blocker, albeit not the best spin blocker, but it's a spin blocker. Another U-turn. I ended up making this a very volt turn heavy team with a lot of bulk, which is not a team I'd usually draft. I don't draft bulky Pokemon very often, but you'll see as it goes on, there's some chonkers on this team. On the wheel, I picked up Quaquaval, who got dropped. He was going to be named 15 Step, but yeah, he got dropped. Got replaced by, because I already used Quaquaval, right? I didn't want to, I just drafted it again for the second time, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to use a Pokemon I've already used before. Let's use a Pokemon that I've used twice before. My goat, Keldeo, aka All I Need. Keldeo's all I need. It gives me a little more bulk. My team is a little frail. It's not a bulky Pokemon, but it's some bulk. My another great speed tier. I'm set now for speed. I don't need anything faster. If I get everything base 60 now, I'm probably gonna be hurting, but I didn't get everything base 60, so we're okay. More priority in Vacuum Wave is nice. Pivot move and flip turn. So I got 3 Mons and 3 Pivot Mons. Hard hitter, because the deal with the top two here is they're not really breakers. Like Dragapult maybe can be a breaker, maybe Meowscarada can be a breaker, but they're like gonna struggle with that a little bit just based off their attacking stats. They're a little low. Keldeo, a little higher. Should be hitting pretty hard. Help help wear down those special walls for Dragapult late game. Should be fun. Also really helps against the dark types that are beating Dragapult. Some would say my team is fairy weak. I would agree. So I got the two fairy checks next. I'm going a little bit out of draft order, if I'm being honest. I didn't pick up Keldeo till Grace because I had Quaquaval on the team initially. But then my next two picks, which I can go in order for, I suppose. Actually, no, we're going out of order. I'm going in like point order. I picked up not a Pokemon I've used before, but a Pokemon I've used twice, and a Pokemon I've won with twice. If I could spell it, Excadrill, aka my Iron Lung. Pardon the ping. Excadrill is my Iron Lung. I don't like using this thing. Like it's okay. It's an okay Pokemon. It's a spinner. And since I dropped Quaquaval, like okay, I could probably use a spinner. I've used him twice and I won both times. I don't even like using this thing. My stats with it aren't good. I brought it to like 20 games and I have 10 kills or something, maybe 14, but like not nearly as many as it probably should have. But I just keep winning with this thing. Maybe I can go for 3, who knows? It's one of the few Pokemon that I have won 2 leagues with. I think Deoxys Speed might be the only other Pokemon. I'm trying to think of other duplicate picks I've done. No, I think that's it. Not Iron Valley. Excadrill and Deoxys Speed are the only 2 repeat picks I've done. And Deoxys Speed would be kind of nice on this team, not gonna lie, but I didn't pick it. It was already picked, actually. So Drill's my spinner. It's my Iron Lung. Can't live without him, but I kind of hate him. Kind of tied to him. If you know the song I played earlier, you get it. There's Excadrill. Good mod. Next up, I pick up a breaker because I need a breaker, and it's my Terra Captain too. Gone are the days of Jamarcus getting bad Terra captains. So I pick up Terra Arcanine Hisui. This thing's a perfect Pokemon except for its typing. So you change its typing, all's good in the hood. It might have only 115 attack, whereas like it's lower attack than Excadrill, but this guy hits hard. Terra Rock Head Smash? Come on. Not Flash Fire, probably Rock Head. Although you know what? Terra Grass Flash Fire, which is one of my Terra types, could be good. Terra Normal Extreme Speed is the other big one on this guy. It's a really strong priority, really fantastic breaker. Not a whole lot switches into Terra Rock Head Smash, let me tell you. Rock is probably the type that drafts are most weak to, and this guy can deal with the rock resists, even though the rock resists don't actually resist it all that well. The ground types, they don't want to take Flare Blitz, and also Terra Grass, Terra Blast is an option. The fighting types don't usually have recovery, and of course the steel types, which are the most common rock resist in draft, they don't like the fire moves. I think Terra Arcanine is going to be awesome. I have Terra Normal for that stab E speed. I have Terra Grass to help against the water and ground types, which I don't like switching into. And Terra Rock because Terra Rock Head Smash is hard to prep for. I think Arcanine Hisui with all this pivot, these are um I forgot the nickname. Wait, hold on. The nickname for my Arcanine Hisui is Body Snatchers, if I can spell it. Body Snatchers.
I do not understand what it is. I don't know. But for the holes, check for holes. Blink your eyes, won't forget to flow.
He's gonna be fun. He's just gonna be a fun Pokemon. With all the slow pivots I get later, because every Pokemon I get after this is pretty much just a slow pivot, as you'll see. Although they fit the team in other ways too. Um, but yeah, this guy just gonna click head smash. Even if I miss, I just switch out to my spoilers, Alomomola, and then flip turn this thing back in, click it again. So who cares if I miss? I can just put myself in that same position again. I'm saying that now, but I'm gonna regret that, and I'm gonna blame missing on why I lost in the future. But you know what? I'm not losing, actually. I decided, so we're actually gonna be fine. So, next up, Mola. I'm totally going out of draft order. I drafted the Arcanine Hisui and Mola before Excadrill, but so be it. Alamamola, aka Weird Fishes.
I follow to the end of the earth. Yeah, everybody if they get the chance, my chance. I get eaten by the world.
Slow pivot. Used him before. I've won with him. I think the first time I used Dragapult, the biggest problem I had with it is that I didn't have a way to get it in. Mola has solved that problem. I think flip turn, like wish keeping like Keldeo healthy so I don't need to bring boots. If I don't want to bring Rockhead for some reason, I can still wish this thing healthy if I value Intimidate. Or maybe I value Flash Fire, Terra Grass if I'm facing like a Hearth Flame. Kind of wall that thing then. Could be nice. But yeah, Mola, not exciting. I think it's a really good Assault Vest user actually. Um, Obviously, like, the Fizz Def beat every physical attacker set is cool, but also like Spadef and Flip Turn, I think is something I'm gonna utilize pretty well on this team. Lots of weird fishes. Next up, missing a couple types on the team. I don't have grounded poison. I don't have a fairy type. Let's get both. Introducing Pheasantipity, aka Myxomatosis. I knew that was how you spelled it. Myxomatosis.
The mama cat came home, holding half a head, proceeded to shut up to all his newfound friends. He said, I've been away, I slept with who I like. She ate me up for breakfast. She screwed me in the vice. But now
I know I said slow pivots from here on out. Not very slow. The speed's nice. Really nice special bulk. I think it pairs pretty well with Alamomola over here. Keeps itself healthy. Healthy with Roost. Toxic things. Pretty bulky. Probably the least special attack on any Moonblaster of all time. But it is stronger than Screamtail. So we'll be fine. It can also be physical, but come on. Moonblast is too good. Just spread poison, pivot around, keep itself healthy. Should be fun to use. Helps against like the Iron Valiant and the Darkrai matchup. It's unfortunate that my poison type doesn't really beat Sneasler, because the Gunk Shot's gonna do a lot of damage, but it's only one matchup. I have Terra Normal E-Speed. I have an Alomomola. I have a Dragapult. We'll be fine. Next up, I pick up a Pokemon I've also been wanting to use for a while. There's no more repeat picks from here on out, by the way. In Mesprit, aka Burn the Witch.
stay in the shadows, cheer the gallows.
Mesprit should be a lot of fun to use. Um, Another rocker. I've I have Excadrill and Arcanine for rocks. I have spikes on Meow, but I wanted more hazards. So from this Pokemon and a future Pokemon I get will help out with the hazards. Rocks. I didn't have an Encore user yet, so having Encore is really nice. Another Pivot is nice. Another knockoff user is really nice because right now I only had Scarada for knockoff, so having something else is going to be quite handy. Pretty bulky. I did not decide to Terra this thing. I couldn't afford Terra Arcanine and Mesprit, so I went with something else instead. But should just be a really good Pokemon to use. I think it's a pretty solid lead. Like, lead this thing with a Culper Berry, and it's gonna get up rocks and Thunder Wave something. And then maybe you turn out, save it as a sack. Pretty good coverage. Has dual screens. Definitely an option for sure. I get another dual screen user later on. But yeah, I have this so I don't have to be bringing like screens Dragapult. Having another option for screens is nice. That's Burn the Witch. Next up, I only need two more Pokemon. And I have 12 points, I think, and I can still use a Terra Captain. So I pick up Decidueye Hisui, aka Tree Fingers. This is my next Terra Captain. I chose Terra Fighting because Scrappy triple arrows with Terra Fight hits pretty hard. I chose Terra Electric because it helps beat all of the flying types that think they beat me. And I chose Terra Steel because having a backup steel type on top of Excadrill could be nice. Steel type with like a slow pivot steel type is nice. And let's say I face like a Primarina, kind of destroys my team. So having like a bulky steel type that can take the Boom Blast, but not weak to Surf, like my other fairy resists are, is nice. I guess I also have Pheasantipity, who helps against Prima, but that's just Decidueye Hisui. Should be fun. Kind of can be a physical breaker, pretty decent bulk, slow pivot, can keep his health healthy with Roost as well. Um, Other knockoff user, I thought about doing Terra Dark for Stab Knockoff and Stab Sucker Punch, but I opted out of that. Should be very fun. Gives me Haze, just a strong Pokemon, physical or special. Physical's a little stronger, but physical special definitely works as well. He has Shadow Sneak as well, which is cool. Some okay coverage on him. Terra Blast Electric should be a lot of fun. Next up, I could have gotten a 6-pointer as my last Pokemon, but I saw a 5-pointer that fit my team better than any 6-pointer did. So I picked up a 5-pointer, then saved a point on the end for a final Pokemon. I pick up Gligar, aka Dex Dark.
In a world darkest but it was just a laugh, just a laugh, just a laugh, just a laugh, even at this angle. So we crumble, turn head made of wet sand.
Should be a very good Pokemon. Eviolite, pretty fantastic bulk. Can't be poisoned is nice. Helps me against the Sneasler matchup, some would say. I didn't draft it for that. I drafted it because it has knockoff and spikes and stealth rock and U-turn. And the biggest problem with Gligar is it can't keep itself healthy. But I love Mola, so we're chilling. It doesn't hit too hard, but it's not passive, I wouldn't say. Stab Earthquake, still strong, and it has coverage for whatever ground resist they might have. And just a decent bulky, somewhat slow pivot mon, can knock off, get up rocks, another decent lead. That's Gligar. I have 1 point left. And there is a Pokemon in 1 point that I do not think should be 1 point. And I might be sound like I'm memeing when I say this Pokemon, but I am not. I'm serious about this Pokemon. I think it is really good. Introducing Jumpluff, aka Street Spirit.
Fade out
The amount of utility on this Pokemon is bonkers. I also have it as Terra, but I'll get into that. This thing has 110 base speed with Reflect and Light Screen. It has Memento, so it's not a sitting duck. It has Encore, so you can't set up on it. It has U-turn to pivot out. It has Strength Sap, which is a busted move. There's so much utility on this Pokemon. It amazed me when I saw it. It has Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, Charm to drop the attack if you don't want to bring Strength Sap for some reason. So many good options on this Pokemon. Worry Seed could be funny. You never know. I face a Sap Sippermon. Not anymore. Actually, I think Sap Sippermon are immune to Worry Seed actually, so never mind that. But I think it's a good Pokemon. Offensively, maybe not hitting too hard. But you never know. Acrobatics, Swords Dance. It does have Swords Dance. Could work out. But yeah, probably gonna use this guy as Screen Setter, U-turn, Strength Sap, beat the physical attacker. As for Terra types, we're doing Terra Steel. Covers a lot of my weaknesses. Just generally good bulk. Terra Water. Help out against fire types. And I haven't choose my last Terra type to be honest. I haven't chose any of my Terra types for this team. I've just been saying what I imagine I'll pick. But maybe they'll be different in week one. Who knows? Um, Terra. What do we think? Terra Flying for a little offensive set. Terra Fairy, more likely. Who knows? But that's Jumpluff. That's Street Spirit. I really like this team. Some would say I need breakers. Maybe they're right. Here's the team. Breakers. Terra Arcanine, great breaker. Keldeo, pretty good breaker. Top three can be breakers. And then a lot of bulky, slow pivots. Not a team I'd typically draft, but I think it'll work out pretty well, actually. It's a very fast team. Dragapult and Meow are Pokemon that are going to come to pretty much every game. Very quick. Keldeo also pretty quick. As for Scarfers, Scarf Meow, pretty good. Scarf Keldeo, pretty good. Honestly, Scarf Serendipity can work. Scarf Arcanine, maybe. Scarf Drill, yeah, I've got good Scarfers. I've got good hazard potential. I have Spikes on Gligar and Meowscarada, Rocks on Drill, Arcanine, Mesprit, and Gligar. I think I've got pretty much everything a team needs. As for weaknesses, I'm a little Ice weak, but I do have double Water, so I think I'll be okay. I became Ice weak mostly because the bottom three that I picked up, they're all weak to Ice. But it's not like all three of those are coming to this game. I have pretty good Ice switch-ins in Keldeo, Alomomola, and Arcanine, and even like Fezandipity is good into the Kira matchup. So I think having a quote-unquote Ice weakness is okay. Same with Flying. I've got Excadrill is a pretty good flying switch-in, same with Arcanine. And then my flying weakness mostly comes out of these bottom two, which again are coming to every game. Ghost is the one I'm more concerned with. Meowscarada is my only Ghost resist. But the only Ghost type I'm scared of is Spectre, and I have Terra Normal Arcanine. And I could even bring like Flash Fire in that matchup to avoid Wisp. So I'm not too worried about the Spectre matchup. Also, Fezandipity can beat Spectre pretty handily as well. And then a Fairy weakness, I think this one's a little more valid. Um, I have Fezandipity and Drill as my real Fairy answers, then Arcanine can switch in once as well. They're alright, but I think we'll be fine. As for speed tiers, again, really good. So much momentum on this team. I think the best thing about it. Everything has a momentum move except for Excadrill and Arcanine. My hazard removal is Rapid Spin Drill and backup Defog on Decidueye. I got pretty good hazard potential. And then I'll write phasing and I got two Encore Mons. Item removal, four knockoff is pretty nice. Three of them are lower tier, but knockoff Meow's coming pretty much every week, spoilers, so I think we'll be fine there. And then in terms of like disruption, like only one psychic noise user, a little low maybe. Like the Terra Guard matchup's gonna be scary, but we'll figure something out, right? I think it's a pretty solid team. Should be a lot of fun to use. Hoping to do well. I think with a team like this, I definitely can. Looking forward to facing all my opponents, and I'll see you in week one, which won't be for a little bit, but 2 weeks from now, who knows? Probably the admins. I don't. Thanks for watching, though. See you later. Bye bye.